Welcome to 0 to 60.
I'm Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 60 Football Academy and 60 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of football.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We are at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much.
All right. 0 to 60. We're rolling.
And we roll. Happy Friday, bitches. This is 0 to 60 Buffs. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. Bailey's on the ones and the twos. Thank you to all of you out there in YouTube land and Twitch land and social media land. Without you, there is no 0 to 60. So super chats and subs are open. The more you donate today to the Nicholas and Logan Shoe Fund, the more shit I talk about the University of Nebraska. I got some funny stories to should tell you about the entire weekend, but we have a great show for you today. Bailey's going to pay some bills, and then I'll tell you what we're doing, and then we'll start doing it.
Let's pay some bills right off the bat. This show is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline is every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website to get in on the action. Bet Online, the game starts here. And one thing you can definitely do with Bet Online is make a Super Bowl pick. We're about to do that right now. Matt, I want to start with you. Let's go. I want to hear yours first.
Jets, Cowboys, Jets win the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers is the MVP. How about you?
Man, I'm going to go with Rams, Texans. I'm going to say the Rams and Stafford take it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I dig it. High five. Good. Those are our Super Bowl picks. It's motherfucking Friday before the University of Nebraska and Colorado kickoff. This is the biggest show of the year as the biggest game of the year looms on deck. And we're just going to get straight into this, all right? So we got a lot to talk about today, and we are kicking it off with 2001 Big 12 champion, starting quarterback, Bobby Pesavento is joining the show today. And Bobby is a fucking leader of men, a great friend of mine, a guy that I would trust with my life. And I'm telling you, when he stepped in and assumed the starting quarterback position for the University of Colorado in 2001, everybody on the field knew that we could now run and beat anybody because of the leader that we had at the position and just the overall swaggy bad motherfucker that he is. So Bobby Pesavento joins us.
Welcome to the show, Bobby Pesavento. Welcome.
How you doing, bro?
What's up, boys? How we doing?
We're doing great. Bobby and Bailey, I don't know if you guys have ever met, but Bailey.
Honor to meet
That's
you.
Bobby.
Bailey, how are you, man?
Thank you for joining us today.
Hello, my friend. How are you today?
I'm great, bud. How you doing, man?
Looking good, looking fucking dapper as always. All right, so look, we had Coach Barnett on yesterday. It was awesome. It just the going back in history with Coach on the show was kick ass. It's been a great week of shows, all all Buffs and Huskers all week. Just right off the bat, dog. Thanks for doing the show. Obviously, I know you're about to get on a plane and go to Lincoln, and I'll meet you there. But tell everybody just what this means to you as a guy who started at quarterback that fateful day, November 26, 2001, where we put that nail in the coffin at 7-6 cents.
You know, bro, it means everything, man. That's why we wear black and gold. That's why we love the Buffs. I mean, we got there and we were taught to dislike Nebraska and not wear red and hate red. And I just think it was such a great rivalry for so many years, and the fact that we got to be part of the group that kind of derailed what they had going on, and that fateful day that Buff fans will always remember. I don't know if it still carries the same luster that it once did, just because the programs are a little different. But I think having a guy like Prime as the coach, a kid like Shador, the quarterback Raiola that Nebraska has, I mean, I think there's a lot of hype about this game, right? I mean, NBC's wearing it out on TV, advertising it for Saturday night. So I'm excited to go there. I mean, Lincoln's a great place to see a football game. I mean, I wouldn't want to do another damn thing there besides go to a football game. But I mean, it's a great stadium. It's a great atmosphere. So I mean, it's going to be awesome. This game means a lot. It means a lot to Buff fans, and I hope the guys in that locker room are starting to learn how important this game is.
Yeah, and I think they are. I think that it's just with the social media aspect and all of them being on it. I don't know how you can be awake and not understand how big this is to our fan base. And look, Bob, the next thing I'm about to say is pretty damn cool. All right. I was on Adam Character's show yesterday on the Believe Network. He does a Nebraska-based show. And we're talking back and forth and whatnot. And it's 7-6 busts since 2001, 3 in a row. You know, he even said, we're suspending Nebraska Nice. There's no more black and gold in the facility, yada, yada. Like, there's true hatred and disdain for you guys now. You're not the little brother anymore. And then, you know, that made me sit back and go, shit, bro, that's exactly where we want to be. How fucking cool is that?
It's really cool, right? I mean, because
right?
Yeah. I mean, I think on the football side of things, the people that know football, understand and get that this was always a good football game, even when Nebraska ran 10 in a row off, right? I mean, they knew it was always a battle. It's the people behind the scenes that are just fans that just like to run their mouth and talk and get on social media and hide behind their profile and talk shit to everybody, right? That's the ones that don't really understand how good of a game this always is. So, I mean, I think I don't there was never a doubt in my mind that guys in the building in Lincoln had plenty of respect for us.
Yeah.
I think it was everybody surrounding that building that didn't respect us. So now that but that's awesome, man. That shows a lot of where we've come from, what we've done, how we've helped grow this rivalry, that they are banning black and gold. Good. They should, because we want to whip their ass.
Yeah, absolutely, baby. So all that said, you know, when you're looking at the University of Nebraska now, all right, we're looking at the University of Colorado now, a non-conference game, you know, the business of football. How do they play this every year? Or is that a pipe dream, in my opinion? Like, it's too good ratings-wise, fans-wise. It's right. How do they just play home and home every fucking year? I mean, there's got to be a way to do that in the world, right?
I mean, I agree with you. I think it should happen every year. I think it'd also be kind of cool if they played it in a neutral site sometimes as well.
That'd be
But, you know, throw it at Mile High. Throw it somewhere where.
Where are we going to go? And where are we going to go in Nebraska? Like,
well, we're not. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, the business part of college football, I don't know if it can be done year in and year out, just because, you know, I mean, these non-conference games have been scheduled for 10 years in advance now. So, I mean, I think it'd be great if they could squeeze them in and find a way to make it work, because I think it's a great game that should happen. But now how much this is a business now, and the NCAA is making so much money. I just don't know if they could fluctuate the schedules to make it work, but if they could find a way, I mean, dude, this probably is going to, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you've heard, right? It's the most expensive ticket in football this entire weekend outside of the game tonight in Brazil, even all the NFL games and all the college football games. Wow. It's the most expensive ticket in football. It's the most bet on game in football. Like, I mean, it is a big deal. So they got to find a way to make it work. I guarantee it's going to be, if it's not first, it's going to be top 3 viewed games for the TV ratings this weekend.
I mean, North Dakota State was 4.8, right, million viewers.
Yeah.
I'd imagine this one's going to hit 7, dog. Like, they're going to double that fucking number on NBC too at night.
Saturday night, prime time. Yeah, it's going to be big.
I can't wait to be there with you. Obviously, this is going to be incredible. So let's dive into the current, you know, renditions of both of these squads. In my personal opinion, Bob, and I'm sure you agree with me on this, when you have the best quarterback on the field, when you have 2 outstanding tackles, the interior 3 need to pick it up, and you have the best player I've ever seen in Travis Hunter and the best slot receiver on the field, I understand they're good on defense. I think we've got some good pieces on defense that are going to play better than they did week one. When you've got just that core that I mentioned playing against a rookie, 7-point favorites, like at home, national TV, all the pressure is on them. CU walks in with nothing to lose and just can cut it loose. I mean, how is it that the national media and the world actually thinks that CU doesn't have a chance in this game?
I don't know, man. It blows my mind. The betting line blows my mind. They're giving the Buffs seven and yeah. I mean, that's a full touchdown. That's
it was
crazy
like
to me.
10 points at one point. They got bet so high it's 7 now.
I know, but yeah, I mean, you bring up great points, man. You got the best player in college football on your team. You arguably got the best quarterback in college football on your team. You're much improved up front. Jimmy Horn Jr. is a stud. He just sadly gets lost in the the Travis Hunter Shador conversation, but that guy's unbelievable. I also think, let's be honest, man, North Dakota State's a hell of a lot better football team than UTEP is. A way better football team. So, and man, we played this game for a long time, right? From week 1 to week 2, you're going to see what your guys are made of really quickly. Once you can finally watch film, you can truly game plan for a team because now they have film. I think it's going to be a test on Raiola because I think we're better at defense than what we showed last week. So I think he's going to have a hell of a test in front of him going against a true challenge tomorrow night. And I mean, there's no doubt we're going to score points. There's no doubt we're going to put up yards. It's just a matter of can our opponent hang with us, right? I mean, I would love. Listen, man, I think we should turn around and hand the ball off more, but that's just me. I mean, I would love to try to control the line of scrimmage, right? Because that's just going to make life for Shador and Travis and Jimmy a hell of a lot easier. I would love to see some commitment to that. And I think I love the fact that Prime showed film of North Dakota State's 11 guys getting to the football every snap. Right.
Yeah,
if that doesn't light a fire under the Buffs' ass to go, shit, we got to do a better job. Right. We're watching an FCS school fly around the field and get 11 guys to the ball every snap. I hope that fires them up and it brings a different level of energy and competition to these guys tomorrow night when they take that field, because I think they can play to a much higher level than we saw against North Dakota State.
As do I, brother. And look, I'm glad that you brought that up. We had Bucky, Deion Sanders Jr. on at the beginning of the week, and he like told, straight out said that Shiloh's out there playing like a fucking crash dummy and, crash test dummy and dumbass penalties and stupid shit that they've talked about a million times. And he was very open to what they do and how they criticize constructively to get guys better. At some point, it's on the players, brother. You know this. Like it's. And I'll just take it back in the time machine. In 2001, we lose to Fresno State to open the season 24-22. A game we definitely should have won, but we didn't play well in the first half. Second half, fucking dominated. Didn't play well in the first half. What was that, Derek Carr or Dave?
Yeah, David Carr.
David Carr, first pick overall in the draft. He had a good game, but that one game, if without losing that game, I know in the long run it kept us out of the national title, and that sucks. Totally. But without losing that game, I don't think that team matures into the Big 12 champions that we did, because it was so painful and it was such a wake-up call. Like, you're so much better than this. The next week, we go into the first game ever at Sports Authority or whatever you call that, Empower, and beat the bricks off of CSU, right? The two teams are totally different. North Dakota State is a damn good football team. I think that they would compete and maybe win the Mountain West, although Boise looks pretty fucking good. Yeah. They beat UTEP's ass, bro. They would crush UTEP.
Totally.
So I look at the progression they made in the second half, and a lot of little things like that is okay. There's an opportunity to get better there. They won, and they still have 10 days to act like they lost and push them hard and coach them up. I see nothing but benefits coming out of that. Right, Bob?
You would have to think so, right? I mean, I think they could clean a lot of things up, right? I mean, I agree. Shiloh was late to a lot of hits in that first half, right? And somebody's got to grab his ass and be like, dude, what are you doing? Come on, bro. Like, that's not how we play. That's not how we carry ourselves. there's got to be some of that. Like you said, the players got to step up and take the reins at some point in time, right? So I think a lot of things, they had plenty of time to get fixed, plenty of time to game plan, right? I don't love the end of the game clock management that went
that
on.
freaks me out a little bit.
Like I hate, the things that stand out to me, right? That Shador says, "Oh, they loaded the box and they were challenging us." Dude, I don't give a shit if they're challenging you. I don't care what they do. I don't
Just run
think
the ball.
they have 11 guys on the line of scrimmage. I don't give a damn. Turn around and hand it off. What's more important, your pride or winning a football game? I mean, come on. Like there's some little things there that, being an older school guy, athletes are different these days. I mean, you deal with them every day, a lot more than I do, but athletes are different these days. Like,
well, I will say this though, bringing up the criticism of him though, you're not wrong. Clack criticized him, got people jumped on him for his criticism. There's a lot of prime sexuals out there. We know this, but at the same time, what's unique about this team is the criticism is just coming from a family member, like really, or a teammate. Like who can really criticize Shador or Travis Hunter, right, or Horn on that team? They're the fucking big dogs. What do you like? Somebody's going to step up and challenge Shador? Probably not. Right. But you know who will? His father and his older brother and his cousin and his other brother, who's a safety, who also will be challenged by Shador. So like when Bucky opened up like that, and it was funny, and his brother back to back, but it gets serious accountable too with them. Know it. So that's the coolest fucking part about all this for me is like Shador Sanders probably doesn't have a whole lot of people that would like legitimately be able to hold it accountable. But in this situation, there's like 8 that he really, and they all really respect each other and love each other and want the same thing. And when you can consistently like criticize something you love, and that criticism is like, you understand that it's for the constructive to get better, dog, the sky's the fucking limit on shit like that. You can take potential through the fucking roof. And I think that's where they're going, dude. This is the last ride for the Sanders family, right? The last time they're ever going to be together. I don't really think they're worried about feelings. I think they're worried about fucking function and like getting better. So just what are your thoughts on something like that?
I hope you're exactly right, man. I think the ceiling is really high on what CU can do this year. But like you said, I think they're all going to have to hold each other accountable. They're all going to have to own it, right? They can't get lost in the Shador's in Times Square and Travis is on United commercial, right? They can't get lost in all that shit.
Fuck United, by the way,
dog. I saw all that. But I mean, I hope you're right, because I think if they all hold each other accountable, starting at Prime down to Shador, Shiloh, Travis, all those guys, the sky's the limit. I mean, they got all the tools in the world, right? And I hope the dudes up front realize if they find a way to play their ass off, like they are going to look so much better, because if they can run the ball, if they can protect Shador and keep him from running around, dude, I mean, this offense could be better than anything we've ever seen, because those guys on the outside are different. They are different. And shit, if we could turn around and give it to the kid that came in from Ohio State 10 times, because a couple times I saw the ball in his hands against North Dakota State, that dude runs hard. Oh, yeah. Like, and that's all you need. I just want you, I don't care. Run hard, get 4 yards, hit somebody in the mouth, right? Let's have 2nd and 6 instead of 2nd and 9 or 2nd and 11, right? Because that makes life a hell of a lot easier. So, bro, I hope you're right, because I think if they hold each other accountable and all challenge each other like we did, right? I think what was special about our group, it didn't matter if you were going to be a 13-year NFL vet or never play another down after college football. Dude, guys looked each other in the eye and said, you're not pulling your weight right now. Get your shit together. Let's go. Like, and that's what made our group special. And I think they have the ability to be like that, but they got way more distractions than we did 20 some years ago. Okay, right. It's a different world now. So they got to put blinders on, if you will, and sure, enjoy it while you can. But when it comes down to what needs to get accomplished, better put blinders on and just trust your brothers that are next to you, and call them out when needed, pick them up when needed, and have their backs when needed, but be ready to go to war with those guys.
All right, so the offensive line. Give me your evaluation after week one. I thought the two tackles, Seaton got beat a couple times inside. That's easily fixable with just, not overthinking. I thought Brown was really good. The interior three, a little shaky, but better than last year. 1 sack. A lot of the pressure was Shador evading and like sitting in there and taking shots, which I kind of respect. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think the two outside guys played well. And Seaton's first game as a college football player, I mean, he played pretty well.
You didn't hear anything about 77, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, no. I think they both played great. I agree with you. I think the interior guys could be improved, but man, it's night and day from last year. Like if we can take 1 sack a game instead of how many do you have last year? 50?
Maybe 52.
Like, come on, like that's silly. So, right, Shador can help those guys too by getting the ball out, by not hanging on to it, by making quicker decisions. Right, it all goes hand in hand. But I was highly impressed from last year to this year. Right, it's a new group of guys -1, but good job in the portal getting players in there. But they played a lot better, and now they're going to have another challenge. But I'm going to keep repeating myself, and it's old, and I don't care. Week 1 to week 2, you're going to find out who your guys are. You're going to find out how you respond to coaching, to film, to right, the eye in the sky, right? They had to sit through 10 days of being critiqued on how they played against North Dakota State. So are you going to respond to that and play better and work hard and improve, or are you going to feel bad about not playing maybe to the best you could in that football game? So I love this transition from week 1 to week 2, especially going to on the road, huge rivalry game, great atmosphere, prime time, right? I mean, we're going to see what these dudes are made of real fast tomorrow night, and how they show up.
Last question before we get your prediction. You'll be on the sideline tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Roam on the sideline. The broadcast is amazing. I'll see you there, brother. I can't wait. Shador Sanders, okay? You're a quarterback. You know what you're talking about. You're watching this kid play. The hype is real, right? I mean, I know it is. You know it is. This guy's bad motherfucker.
He is a hell of a football player, dude. He number one, right? The easy things. He's a good athlete. He can make all the throws. He's a good leader. Okay, great. Right? There's a lot of those out there, right? There's a lot of guys that can do that. But this dude competes at a high level, and he stands in the pocket. He never throws his guys under the bus, no matter how many times he gets hit in the mouth. Right now, that's a leader right there. Right, he picks himself up. He gets back in the huddle. It's never anybody else's fault, no matter how many times he gets hit, no matter how bad the pressure is. So, and he made some throws last week with dudes in his face, guys hanging on him, that it didn't affect the velocity. It didn't affect how the ball came out. So he's big and strong and athletic. I mean, I think right now maybe besides the kid at Georgia, he's the first quarterback off the board in the draft. I think he would have probably had a good chance of being the third quarterback off the board if he came out last year behind Daniels and Caleb Williams with those other dudes that are out there. So he is an NFL player. I think, we go back to the decision he made checking on first down, that last possession of the game. I promise you there's GMs going, that's not cool. We don't like that, right? Because your job is to put your team in the best situation.
That's just not cool.
And he took his team out of a good situation, right? He made that game more interesting than it had to be. So, but that's right. That's fixable. It's a first game. But when it comes to just playing quarterback, shit, man, he is. I don't know if we've seen a guy like that here, right? Cordell was really special, but I think he may not be the athlete that Cordell was, using his legs, but when it comes to avoiding pressure, making throws, when guys are in your face, his ability and his strength, he's might be the best we've ever had here, more than likely.
And look, I think he's going to be number 1, top 5 easily. So, especially if they stay on this trajectory. All right, brother. Prediction. Give me your score for Colorado, Nebraska.
I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. a betting guy, shit, I'm taking +7 all day long. When it comes to just when a football game, I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be a very close game. But I think the difference maker is Shador, right? He's seasoned, he's experienced. The atmosphere, the stadium in Lincoln's not going to bother him. Where this is Raiola's second college football game and his first real test. And I'm not taking anything away from the kid. I'm sure he's going to play well. But when it comes down to crunch time at the end of this game, when plays have to be made to finish it off, I'm going to go with Shador. So I think it may be, gosh, I think it's going to be a lot, man. I think it's probably going to be 42, 34, somewhere. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored, but I do like the Buffs on the road. It's going to be a challenge, but I think they got the right guys at the right positions to win this football game.
Well, brother, I appreciate you coming on the show. I will see you in Lincoln. I cannot wait for Saturday night. Let's go, Buffs.
It's going to be fun.
Big one, homie. Hey,
thanks,
before you leave, you got that picture, Bailey?
Which picture?
The one I sent you of me and Bobby. You better get that shit up because I got to end it with the last time we were in Lincoln, 2008.
Oh, yeah. I already know what it's going to be.
Already know what it looks like. I got to show the world. This is one of my favorite pictures of all time. We're walking through after we just beat them, and we're like, holy shit, look at this. And they have like the records of all the teams throughout the past, and the 2001 teams, like they're just killing everybody. And then bam. So I really hope you got that shit or not.
Yeah, I got to give me 30 seconds.
Dog, post it. Boom.
Ches, I'm gonna have my the Husker fans are gonna hate me. I'm gonna have my 62-36 hat on the sideline.
Love it, dog. This is awesome. This is gonna be so fucking cool. So Nick got invited to the game as a recruit. So we're going to the game on like as recruits. Yeah. And we're sitting with like the Nebraska people, right? Until we're not. So we'll get you out of here on this one. Look at this, folks.
Yeah, there it is.
Right here at 62-36, Chantas, Bobby P, and myself after a big win. Man, what a picture. I love it. Go Buffs, brother. Can't wait to see you. Go Buffs.
Thanks, fellas.
Later, homie.
Hey, thank you for joining us. Honor to meet you. Man, that was great, Matt. Man, oh, man. That was awesome. I'm really excited. How are you feeling about tomorrow?
I think you should play a highlight video. That's how pumped you are.
Let's play this highlight video.
Bailey made this, and it is fucking dope. Again, hats off to you, B.
No, I appreciate it. I'm going to leave you on the screen so you can get your reaction, too. Here we go.
A 26-point win against the #1 team in the country, their biggest rival, their first win against Nebraska in some 10 years, and most importantly, they earned their ticket to the Big 12 championship.
Level 2, and he just chases him down big time. Look at this. That was his dream to play for Colorado and to make a play like that on national television.
Yes.
He's their leader. He's their rock. He's the rock, the leader, the foundation of their defense. He's the guy they turn to.
Look at this cannon right here from flat. Boom. Yeah. Run, Bob! Run, Bob! 3 formation, nothing better.
Man.
Good shit, Bailey. You got to send that to me, dog. That's just dope.
I'll
All right,
text
man. Nebraska week's rolling. Look, what else are we talking about today? Because I'm ready to go to Nebraska and fuck these people up. What's
Man,
up?
yeah, I have a couple more questions for you actually. So let's go ahead and look forward to tomorrow. I want to start off with Colorado's keys to victory against Nebraska. What does Colorado got to do? What are the keys to their victory against Colorado or against Nebraska?
Number one, they have to win first down on offense and defense. Okay, winning first down is imperative. Okay, it puts them in good positions offensively and puts the other team in bad positions on the other side of the ball for the defense.
Mm-hmm.
You earn the right to pass rush. You know, if you play first and second down well on defense and you're in 3rd and 8, you can actually pin your ears back and go to work. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, Shedeur has to play clean, and they've got to make Raiola dirty. Like I'm telling you, they've got to hit him. They got to confuse him. A lot of different looks. Travis Hunter and the other kid, the other side of the other corner. What's his name? He's a fucking stud. McKinley or McKinney.
Yeah.
I can't remember because I'm a dick. But they're both elite with the ball in the air. I like the Stoudemire kid too. I think he can really play. Mm-hmm. And look, they didn't get any turnovers week 1. So you know damn well over the last 10 days it's been a point of emphasis. And Travis Hunter is the king of like disguise and jumping routes and shit, and his ability is unbelievable. So I'd imagine that the rookie's going to screw up a time or two there. So if you can force turnovers by Nebraska and put CU in a situation where they're plus in the turnover differential, that's bad for the Corn, to say the least. Good for the good guys. Yeah. And then the third one would just be understanding the situational football. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about, trying to make plays and who needs a look here. No dumb penalties, no crash dummy shit, no crash test dummy shit. All right? When you're in a situation where you can just win the game by taking a knee or doing nothing, mm-hmm. that's probably the better idea. Take a page out of Bill O'Brien's book. They get inside the 5-yard line to win the game with Boston College, Florida State the other night. Dude gets ran out of bounds. He's a pro coach. They came out, took 3 knees. The victory is all that's important, and they're out. Back on the plane singing the fight song. Right. So you don't give the other team the opportunity for you to blow it. So yeah, situational football, man, is huge. Mm-hmm. Where are the sticks on 3rd down? What's my drop coverage? What's my drop zone? Am I one-on-one? Do I need to play off of this receiver to get to the next? Is our communication good? Like are we late to getting lined up, or are we waiting for them on the line of scrimmage when they walk up to the ball? So there's a lot to improve on, but that's the benefit of 10 days.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking to see CU's edge rushers. Deion Hayes, I'm looking for a huge game from him. They got a 19-year-old true freshman quarterback, Raiola. I think he's a hell of a player. But I also think that
great player.
Yeah, he's legit. But I also think that CU's defense, if they can actually get some, rush on the edge here, there's big speedsters off the edge. I know Big 97 is going to have a day. We saw him last week at a sack. I thought that was awesome. But I'd like to see their edge rushers, Hayes and others, let's go. Let's go.
Well, I will say this. Look, Hayes and Green, mm-hmm. I need stacks, homie.
Yeah.
I need 2, 3 fucking get downs. I need you to hit Raiola. I need you to smell shit on screens and retrace. I need you to be physical at the point of contact. Mm-hmm. All right. I can't remember 97's name because, again, Dick, but he's a fucking animal. He's a beast. He had a great game last week. If they can hold that group to 3 yards of carry, that's a dub, bro. That's a win. I'm surprised more people aren't talking about how they played against North Dakota State in the run game.
Yeah, I agree.
You know why they're not talking about it? Because it doesn't fit their stupid fucking narrative.
Facts.
Now all of a sudden they shut down a team running the football that usually cuts people up, with the exception of the quarterback runs, which we can teach off of that. We teach off of it. This is how you stay in your rush lanes. This is how you do certain things. This is how you retrace. Pursuit is really important. It has to be taught. Just because these kids are in college doesn't mean they're complete products. This is still prep for the next level, or this is as far as you go. So it's got to be stressed, man. It's got to be taught. And then the expectation just becomes the reality. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's what it is. So I truly believe that if, you know, your coach Sapp, your coach Lewis, your coach Livingston, your expectation has to be super high. And the beauty of this is if you are in a situation like they are now, last year you could fuck up and not get replaced.
Right.
This year, if you screw up on the field, they can replace you with a guy who's probably just as good.
Yeah,
that puts a ton of immense pressure on the dude in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude behind. Everybody's got to know what they're doing. But then if you're a starter, there's no more of this like, well, they don't have anybody else, so I can go freelance and fuck around.
Yeah, that is true.
Nope, now you're going to get replaced. Just like we were talking to Coach Barnett yesterday. Coach Barnett was openly talking about the fact that back in the day, if you didn't do your job, you would replace somebody with another NFL football player.
Yeah.
So they're almost back to that with the depth perspective. So look, dog, they've got the best player at almost every position. Quarterback, I think our running backs are better. Our receivers, it's not even a question who's better there. Yeah. They might have a better tight end. I don't fucking know. Our tackles are better. Their interior three is better.
Yeah.
Their line as a whole probably is better, but I'll take Green and Hayes pass rushing over their pass rushers.
Yeah.
I'll take Travis Hunter and our secondary over their secondary. I think that the straight just core linebackers at the second level, it's probably a wash. Because I like Bentley and Woods. I think they're good, although Woods has got to pick his shit up. He got the other night in a couple of throws. Mm-hmm. So, look, bro, if you want to find some negatives here, you can find them. If you want to find some positives, you can find that shit too.
Sure.
So this game is going to be a huge barometer on where we're at. Could I be dead wrong and they come out and lay an egg and we look terrible? Yeah, man, it's football. Shit happens. Mm-hmm. Could I be right and they come out and lace these motherfuckers up and Shedeur goes for 504 tutties again? Yeah, he could do that too because he does that shit all the time. Yeah. So it's I think the potential of a great football game Saturday night with two highly competitive teams, I think that is more of a potential to me than anything else. I think both teams are going to play well. I think points are going to go through the roof. I picked 31-30 earlier, and I'm going to stick with it, 31-30 Buffs.
Wow.
And, you know, then it's on to Colorado State. So it's this, again, the difference here is back in the day, this game was for a division. Now it's a non-conference game. So it's very important still, don't get me wrong. It's just it's different. It's important for different reasons. And mainly because it's the last time we play these motherfuckers for a while.
Yeah, that's true. And one thing I'm looking forward to is Colorado's run game. You know, Bobby talked about it earlier on the show. And I'm looking to see something about Colorado's run game. Obviously, very quiet in week one. I did see on the depth chart at tight end, they're starting a kid named Savell Smalls at tight end. That kid is actually from the state of Washington. He was a 5-star defensive end, outside linebacker product. But I'll tell you one thing, he is an athlete. They got him and Hart at tight end on the depth. So I'm looking. What do you expect to see out of CU's run game tomorrow?
Well, I'd like to see them run the ball, but again, if you have a massive advantage, you've got to take advantage of it. I want to see them with two tight ends on the field and like actual scheme that is conducive to getting your back vertical. Okay. So I'd like to see Shedeur in the pistol or under center and the back, you know, right behind him at 8 to 9 yards. So he can mimic the footwork of the offensive lineman in order to, you know, adjust to the play. I'd like to see trays and deuces and aces and gang calls and cat calls and outside pin and pulls on Gator and, you know, trap the fuck out of 3 techniques. And everybody thinks we're throwing the ball every fucking play. So trap the shit out of this 3 technique and hit your head on the fucking goalpost if we can figure out how to ace and climb. Last year, I didn't see a lot of progression. This year, I saw progression at halftime. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I know that Coach Loholt is coaching the shit out of his guys because he's a fucking badass. That's what he does. He's a really good coach. Mm-hmm. So I'd imagine that all of these things will be instituted as we go down the road. Again, though, with North Dakota State, I think it's hard to judge because we have such an advantage throwing the football that if you don't just do it, then it's almost you're almost looking at it like, why are you running the ball? At the end of the game, yeah, they should have ran the ball and gotten it over with. But the rest of the game, why in the hell would I throw or would I run the ball when I can just throw it and score touchdown after touchdown? They can't cover any of this shit, and it just keeps manifesting into what it was. So, it's I think that the run game is important. It's important to establish. You definitely want to be able to run the football later in the year when it's cold. When you got Oklahoma State here at the end of the season, hopefully, and I think it will be for it'll be a very hyped game with fucking game day could be here at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what kind of game I think it'll be. You want to be able to control the clock like they're going to try and do.
Yeah,
that's
true.
what it is. So, we'll see. They got a lot of work to do, man. But again, doing that work at 1-0 is a lot better than doing that work at 0-2 or 0-1.
Facts. And I this is going to be interesting. I'd like to see CU's defense play better. We don't know with Nebraska. Like Coach Barnett said yesterday, I mean, I'd feel much happier playing a really tough North Dakota State team versus blowing out a UTEP team. And so I'm looking tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be a shootout. In my head, I'm like, God dang, this could be like if both offenses kind of play. This could be like that Monday night Rams Chiefs game. You remember that Monday night game?
That shit was nuts back in the day. And that was in the Coliseum.
Yeah, and I'm like, it could be get the looks of that. Both quarterbacks are going to come to play, so I can't wait to see it. My prediction, I'd like to take CU over them. I'd like to say that probably a game-winning field goal. I think it's going to be a shootout, and then they get game-winning field goal. Take CU 38-35 probably.
I like it, Bailey. Thank you. Because if you want to pick Nebraska, you're fucking fired.
Oh man, Matt. No, I appreciate you. Hey, great show today. We, that Bobby Pesavento on. That was an honor. Great perspective. Him talking about Shador and stuff. Him talking about the, good old times. Old 2000s Buffs.
We're not that fucking old, dog. Quit rubbing it in.
Oh come on. I'm not calling you old. Just calling about good old times, man.
Fuck.
But
I'm old and broken, ugly, and it smell bad. Other than that, though, things are looking up. Not left. We're not looking left. They're up.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, as we close out here, man, I can't wait for tomorrow. I think a lot of people going to this game are nervous. I'm nervous too, but I'm excited to see how this plays out. What are your final thoughts here as we close out?
Look, it's going to be a great weekend. I personally think that this game needs to be played every year. And after this weekend, anybody that hasn't experienced it will probably feel the same way. So, look, I have immense respect for these people. My son is actually going on a recruiting trip there this weekend, so I'll be right next to him. It's about him, not me. Yeah. It's going to be a little weird. So, but hey, again, this is the business of football. And this is the business we're in. So I'm excited, man. I can't wait to see the Buffs dominate this football game. So let's go, baby.
Yeah, let's go. And congrats to your son. That's really excited. Him getting invited out there. That's business of this game, just like you mentioned, but a tremendous honor for him being a freshman in high school. That's awesome, man. So look, let's close it out, man. For the 488 people watching, thank you so much for watching. Thank all you guys in the chat. We appreciate you guys. Go ahead and become a member of the Dungeon family for only $2.99. Matt, we're gonna get some film breakdowns up this weekend, probably from this game. Actually, I'm sure. Yep. Matt's gonna have a lot of stuff to break down. Go ahead and become a member, get exclusive access to 60 Academy film breakdowns and more. Man, we're gonna see you guys on Monday. I'm sure it's after a Buffs win, and hey, I am very excited. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you on Monday. Peace.